What's up, YouTube? Alright, I got another video for you, something you might like. I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth about creatine, whey, casein, and other supplements that some of y'all may say, oh, should I use this? Should I take that? What supplements are right or wrong or whatever? There's a lot of research out there that isn't FDA approved, and there's a lot of evidence out there on supplements labels that say, hey, this stuff works. But I think in reality, many people are kind of skeptical if it really works, but they just take it anyway. They don't really know. They're not sure. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is actually creatine. It's probably one of the most popular supplements as far as performance, next to whey and casein. And okay, one thing about creatine, there are studies that show it does work. I've looked up creatine plenty of times. I've even written several papers over creatine. There is evidence that it shows that it works, and I believe that it works. I've tried it, and I've been on and off of it several times, and to see if it was a placebo effect or not. Well, the first time I did it, I started gradually knowing that I was starting to lift more. I wasn't as sore, and I started to recover faster, so I started to believe it. I went off of it after about 6 weeks of using it, and I noticed that my strength was kind of hindered a little bit, and I went back on it again after about 2 weeks of lifting, noticing, hey, something doesn't feel right. Went back on creatine, and my strength kind of increased again. I wasn't as sore again. So to me, I give it about a good 40–50% credibility as far as how it works. Some of y'all probably take creatine regularly, and I say yes to creatine. So there's a phosphocreatine reaction in the body. About 95% of the actual creatine is stored in skeletal muscles. The other 5% is in the brain, liver, etc. And you require phosphocreatine plus hydrogen plus ADP via the creatine kinase in the body, which is an enzyme. It breaks it down and it can convert it to ATP plus creatine, vice versa. And this phosphocreatine reaction in the body is the most immediate source of ATP, which is the energy that you use for actual lifting. So the creatine loading phase is necessary, guys. There have been several studies. For example, you take about 3 grams per day for 28 days. The actual TCR content in the body, it actually gradually increases over the 28 days if you take 3 grams per day. And if you take 20 grams per day all in one time over a period of 6 days, which is the loading phase on the instructions, you have a rapid increase of the content in your body. And then you do 2 grams or 2 scoops per day maintenance, and that'll actually keep the levels pretty high after that. And the reason being is, like, you can get the same level after a month if you either way, but doing the loading phase, it's faster, and I think it's better to do it that way. And also, creatine, it mainly helps with bursts of energy. It's not as clear with anabolic functions, but as far as like sprinting intervals and doing this, like your maximum rep or something, it can help with that. So I do advise, if you do get a supplement, creatine is one of the very few supplements out there in the world that have proven benefits, and I give it a yes. However, if you do take the creatine, it does increase ATP production, but it's very short amount of time. After like 5, maybe 10 minutes, you're starting to use glycolysis and glycogenolysis for your main source of energy, which I covered in my previous video pretty briefly. That's when you're starting to use more carbs for your energy, and phosphocreatine reaction during resistance training, it's only going to help for maybe 5–10 minutes. But like I said in the previous video, you take creatine any time of the day. There's going to be enough in your system throughout the day. Your body's good at storing it. And also, do not take it with caffeine. Caffeine can hinder creatine's ability. Now, here we got my creatine, micronized. It doesn't really matter if it's monohydrate or whatever. Some people say it would digest easier, faster, if it's this and that. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, this is just a lot cheaper, so I get that. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed my video of your creatine. creatine monohydrate, micronized, whatever it may be. Don't worry too much about it. It's all pretty much the same thing. I just get what I get because it's a little cheaper. You may have a preference, monohydrate or micronized. It doesn't matter, okay? I'll make a video about multivitamins next. Just stay tuned. I'll keep y'all updated. Subscribe. Follow me on Instagram if you're not already, and like my Facebook page. And I'll see you again. Peace.